Hey, my phone. Go ahead.
Hey guys, it's Stuck. Welcome to the Nowata Now Podcast. We are here at City Drug, celebrating a few things. I got my guy, Gary, with 2 R's.
That's me, 2 R's.
2 R's, Garry Gibson, the mayor of the City of Nowata. So we're excited to be here. Gary, what are we doing today?
Well, we're celebrating 130 years of service to the community of Nowata, which is almost hard to achieve, especially in a small community like what we have right now. And we all knew that the history that this location carries a lot of history, especially talking with Wyatt's father. I also picked up some more part. I didn't know this location actually was Lander's grocery store. I always looked it was farther down where the museum was at. And then I always know that we had it here because along that wall there is where they had their fountains, where you can get your fountain drinks, you get your tasty burgers. But this also was the hangout where everybody got together and they just come in and just treat it as a reunion.
Yeah.
Everybody called up right here. This was your gossip corner.
Gossip corner. How many generations in your family have lived in Nowata?
Good Lord. I've got to be into 4th generation. I believe I'm 4th generation now. That's Nowata in the surrounding areas.
Yeah.
I lived east at that time. It was called East Star route of Nowata at that time, coming in the alleyway area. But we did all our shopping and trading here. So I knew this right here very well. That came in because this is where my dad got a lot of his diabetic needs.
Yeah.
And this is where diabetes was really, I guess, kind of new. And some of the things that you needed to service it was kind of cruel.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't like it was this year. That's for sure.
That's for sure. I just imagine like the soda fountains. I can remember as a kid, there was a church in downtown Barnesville where I grew up, and they call it the youth fountain.
Oh, really?
And so you'd go down to the basement. The church has now moved to a new location, but you could rent it out for birthday parties, and they still make root beer floats with ice cream.
Yeah.
I don't think kids today understand how awesome it was to have a fountain drink made for you right there.
I don't think they do. I don't think they understand what a real flavor of a soda is unless you had one that was made from the fountain.
Yeah.
The flavor in there is just totally different. You know that our society and technology is supposed to be so far advanced, but somewhere they left out flavor.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can capture it.
That's straight from Mayor Garry Gibson. The flavor is gone out of our sodas. Bring it back, please. Now tell me, we're celebrating 130 years here. That's really a great mark of excellence for the Nowata community and supporting its businesses. What other things are going on in the community right now
that we're working with now? Mm-hmm. Well, with the part that we're getting ready to get our water tower, where we're now going to start be productive. So we're going to be start making our water. We're going to start coming in, and we're going to reconnect with a lot of the water districts in our county. Yeah. But we were servicing at one time, but wasn't able because of the systems that we have. But now we'll be able to do it. The other part that we're working with now is restructuring everything in City Hall. We now have a new city manager, and we really loved our prior city manager that we had, but because of health issues, she had to move on. Yeah. And we're restructuring everything that we have in it now. We're still focusing on our road improvements that we have with the one penny sales tax. We have changed that up so now we can target it as well. So during our restructuring that we have, we're looking to be a streamline, especially with the way that we have the websites that we're coming in that's been here, as you and I talk. Yeah. But we wasn't utilizing it. Yeah. We're now utilizing it. I want to say thank you for what you're doing because it's outstanding. I'm able to reach out and address people's needs. People are recognizing that our communications are back now. Yeah. So we're still continuing to build on those ends of it all. We're still working with the part that's dealing with our police department. We're looking for ways to come in there and do our enlargement on that as well with our fire department, just with every department that we've got. Yeah. One of the things that we've already been notified by the state about our water. We got the best water that comes in. So our water and wastewater group, they're spot on. Yeah. Yeah. So we're updating a lot of things that's coming in there. So we're just ready to get out there and service the community.
Yeah, and you got to tell your story because so many times there's a misperception about what goes on in small town America,
You betcha.
And especially in our little community of Nowata.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a little slice of paradise.
What is?
We have.
What is? And I'm glad you brought that up because when I go in and I attend these mayor conferences that comes in at Oklahoma City, Tulsa, or even out in Miami, I'm talking with mayors that are coming out of like Enid, coming out of Anadarko, coming out of Mustang, coming out of Yukon, and they said, "Man, y'all are really doing it in Nowata." They said, "What are y'all doing?" I was like, "How are you able to come in and find what we're doing?" They said, "We're looking at y'all's tax dollars. We're looking at the way that you got your infrastructure set up for your city. Y'all not laying people off. You said you're hiring or you're keeping your people."
Yeah.
And it makes us feel good that we're on the right track.
Yeah. No, I think it's really important to tell that story and all the positive stories that are going on in Nowata. I'm excited about the continued transparency like you're talking about. If there is a problem, report it online on the Report a Problem app. And then, Mayor Gibson gets a copy of that.
Yeah, I do.
He gets a copy. He probably gets a lot of those copies.
A whole bunch, but we're streaming now. So now we got us an avenue. So when we come in, and like I said, what Anthony has done for everything for our submittals, we're now able to grab this at a hub, and then we have individuals that know in what area to come in, so they pull.
Yeah.
So now we can answer them a whole lot more rapidly, and we can operate more efficiently for the troubles that we have in Nowata.
Yeah. Instead of it just sitting in one inbox,
there you go.
It's getting funneled to the right person that can take action.
Exactly.
And get a result made.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I think that are still going on behind the scenes that citizens in the community are going to be, and businesses are going to be really excited about. I know that we have some stuff that we'll talk more off air, but we're excited about continuing that push to elevate the voice of the stakeholders in this community. Because there is there's waves of positive change that are happening. So we're really excited about that. Anything else before the end of 2026? We talked about kind of water and road infrastructure improvement and then communication. Is there anything else on top of your list that you really?
There's two things, but I want to start with one, especially dealing with the city drug. This generation of owners that's coming in there for entrepreneurs, it's amazing how they're coming in and they're investing in Nowata. This is a small community, but you're looking at a young generation that's putting all their all in. So when you look at places like this, you look at Gibson Motel, you look at Napa where you got the Nowata Automotive that's coming in on it. These are young groups that's coming in and they're investing in, and we need that investment that comes in there to maintain it. We need that fresh ideals, those fresh businesses to maintain what we have here. Secondly, which I actually think is the most important, is that the community has stepped up so tremendously in supporting everything that we have here.
100%.
And if it wasn't for the community, we would never have what we have right now. So I love this group. I love the community. I love what you're doing. I love the sacrifices that you make it. Keep it up, because this is what's going to keep Nowata up.
And talking about some sacrifices that are being made, I know my friend, Dr. Caitlin Medford.
Oh, yeah.
For her maiden name was Boltinghouse. Her dad, Mike.
I know them well. They're outstanding family.
Outstanding. She's made the investment to bring private eye care. And my wife is an eye doctor as well for Cherokee Nation, and they went to school together.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so that's how I knew Caitlin, is I met her at Northeastern State University.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
That
it's a
is
small town, but she's
innocent.
made an investment because it's not easy. Because I'll tell you, in Medicaid and Medicare, getting reimbursed is very difficult as a provider, no matter if you're eyes, dental, general practice. The government doesn't make it easy.
Well, they don't.
No, they don't. They don't make it easy to get those monies back.
Yeah.
But there's so many great stories like that. Like you said, entrepreneurs taking a risk. Don't let the mainstream media fool you. There are people that are young folks in small town communities like Nowata that are making that investment.
That's so true. And that's just like, I'm glad you brought that up, because right now we're trying to save our hospital. So we got a group now that's coming in there, and they already are doing their protesting. We already bringing in state representative. Judge Strom was one of the ones that we also utilizing. We've already wrote a letter to the governor. I work a lot directly with the city manager, where we done teamed up and trying to keep everything in order with it. And I've talked with other mayors from other parts of Oklahoma. Nowata isn't a part where it's been targeted. I thought this was the problem that we had at a state level. But what I found out with the bill that was passed in January, where they targeted Medicaid, this affected the nation. So this problem right here is a national problem that we're coming in. So with everybody coming together, and like I said, the community, they have stepped up. And you know what? We said, we're going to save our community. And if we're going to be the one that the state's going to use for the example, then let Nowata be the one.
And it's a fight worth taking, because so often throughout America and rural America, we saw this play out in Veneta.
There you go.
Within the last decade is that they try to create healthcare deserts or healthcare islands where if you have an issue, it's not just specialty care.
There you go.
Right?
Yep.
That you've got to travel to Tulsa or Wichita for.
Yep.
It's just general care. If you get in an accident and you've got to have a stop bleed and they got to get you to an ER, you want it here. You don't want to go. You don't want to be airlifted for God knows how much money, or taken by ambulance to make it to Owasso at best to Bailey's Ranch down the road.
Right.
You want to be saved right here in your hometown community. That's an asset that you can't replace.
Well, you can't. And I talked with the mayors from other ones like Pawnee, Clinton, and they came in, and when they lost their hospital, it decimated their economy. A lot of people didn't realize how important the hospital is that's there. And now they're trying to find a way to recover it. Now, Clinton came in and said, you know what, we're going to put our hands up and we're going to take the REH just to come in and just to have something that's here. But they had a functional hospital just the same as Nowata had in it, but they didn't fight for it. And so now they coming back kind of kicking themselves in the pants. It's like, we could have did more. And right now, Nowata's doing it. So we won't repeat that same nightmare what happened to these other smaller communities.
Stand up and fight.
You betcha. That's the only way you can do it.
We got to protect that healthcare component of the community. And people also have to understand that a lot of people that come in and work in those healthcare positions, yes, there's people locally that serve, but there are outside people that come in and get to experience Nowata and work here on a daily basis. And who knows, maybe they live in the city limits or they buy something in Nowata County and they become invested in the community and they spend dollars here. So outside dollars coming in.
Oh, man. So your knowledge is amazing. I think I'm going to just bring you in for the mayor. I just like the way you work in yours. Okay.
I appreciate that.
I tell you, that's really good. And that's spot on. That's how you want to come in and generate all your revenues that comes in. You want to bring the interest, especially with just like here, the City Drugs that you have here. You got young entrepreneurs. They're reaching out not just for the community, but they're doing the surrounding areas as well.
Yeah.
So you never know who's going to stop in and going to utilize the services, but we want to make sure the services are here so you can utilize it.
Yeah, and that's how you get infrastructure investment, not only for public infrastructure, but private infrastructure.
You betcha.
And there's so many different funding mechanisms, and we could get into that another day. We could talk about all the different sales tax mechanisms to make it happen. But there's so many great things happening in Nowata. And Gary, I appreciate you joining me, Mr. Mayor.
Well, thank you for the invitation.
Of course.
I said, if you ever need me again, call upon me. I'm here.
We'll make it happen.
Okay, make it happen.
So for Mayor Gibson, I'm Chuck. We'll see you on the next episode of Nowata Now.
Thank you.